we're back in this world again. I have a problem. Today I want to see if I can build functional fans on flying machines to give them actual animated propulsion systems. I genuinely have no idea if this is going to work, so let's get started. So let's start things off with a little 3x3 fan here, and the idea that I've got is each segment of this fan can be pushed forward at different times, and we should only need 4 different segments. So this one and this one will move forward at the same time, this one and this one will move forward at the same time, this one and this one will move forward at the same time, then these ones will move forward at the same time. And that should give us the fan animation, or the fanimation? Is this an abbreviation that I'm going to stick with? I don't know. I wonder, is this something that I can actually do sort of self-contained? This just feels like it's going to stick to everything. Everything about this looks impossible. But at the same time, I want to try it. There is a literal 0% chance that this is actually going to function, but let's give it a whirl. I mean, I guess if we do give it a whirl, that means it's been successful. No, I'm sorry, I'm running low on fan puns. I've made lots of these videos now. 3, 2, 1, activate. There was a sort of brief moment where that actually kind of looked weirdly promising. And oddly enough, with a slight tweak of the redstone, I actually think this could work. What? Yeah, it actually does work. I've added this little circuit out the back, which should now mean that this will function in a loop. And I mean, okay, hear me out. So, it's not perfect. I will be the first to admit, this is not perfect, but it's gotten off to a much stronger start than I was expecting. The trapdoors are opening and closing way too quickly. They're kind of flashing, but there is a form of animation sequence going on here, which for a first test, I can't believe we've got to this point already. And it's not even that big. Like, it's actually pretty small. Out of curiosity, if I double the number of observers and then switch things out for these copper bulbs, what happens? I do know that this isn't perfect. Ooh, but it's better than the trapdoors, I think, just because they stay on for longer. Oh, I can make the animation so much faster. Now it shouldn't have the awkward gap in the middle. Oh, yes, that's way better. Okay. This isn't bad. This actually isn't bad. What if I add a little bit of decoration into the mix? How are we looking now? How is this feeling? It's broken. It's feeling broken. Oh, and my backup brought me here. So I've rebuilt everything, and I've managed to break everything again. But now it's working with some extra front details, which I do think look pretty cool. So it's time to use this same concept, but go bigger. But let me just quickly explain how this actually works. Our propeller is made up of 8 different segments, and as these segments move, we get pulses through these observers. That's because when an observer moves, it detects a block update, so it gives an output, and the reason that we've stacked 2 observers next to one another is because this first observer will detect itself moving, give a redstone output, but it will also detect this observer firing because of movement, and then give an output again. So we get 2 pulses, meaning our copper bulb toggles on and then off, which extends our pulse slightly, meaning it looks better than the trapdoors. Now what I'm hoping is, because we've got 8 different segments and we're firing 2 of the segments at the same time to create our fan animation, meaning that we have 4 different stages of the animation, I should just be able to expand the size of the segments, but keep the sequence the same, and get a bigger fan that looks good. It should be really quite simple. But is it ever really quite simple? If we can get something like this going, I will be so happy. This is the first layout that I'm going to try, and I already have a bit of a tricky situation that we're already at the push limit on all of the 4 corners. This could cause an enormous mess, but I might swap out the copper bulbs for redstone lamps, because redstone lamps, they stay on for 1 extra tick than they're powered for, which means we'll get the same extended pulse. The only issue being they are solid blocks, which means they are going to power the redstone lamps around them, but that might help the animation on a fan this big. I am making gradual progress, getting everything sorted here. I just want it known. Again, there is 0 chance this is going to work. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some segments in here that have 15 blocks in them. But let's give it a spin regardless. I should stop, shouldn't I? To be fair, I think the real fear here is that it's it's not gonna spin. Yeah, no. How many blocks are in this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. Okay, if I just take the corners off everywhere, then this might work. Just so we can get a feel for what it looks like with redstone lamps. But nope, still broken. I don't know why. This looks like so much worse. I think it's just much messier. I can't really put my fingers on why it looks so much more terrible, but it looks disastrous. So I spent the past couple hours just scratching my head. I have faffed around with a few other ideas that kind of were fruitless. I've probably stared at this thing for about 40 minutes. I just don't know how to translate something like this into something that moves, so I left it for a while, deeming it to be something that was potentially impossible. What? That actually works? No. This is the most ridiculous little circuit I think I've ever made. It works, and it actually kind of looks pretty good. We've got the central section as well, so it actually has a middle. It's rotating. I think as part of a larger flying machine, this could actually work as the central propeller. It looks cool from far away as well. Yes, okay. Oh my goodness. Let me just quickly stop this thing, because the amount of weird stuff I've done in this is ridiculous. The amount of double uses for all of these components is pretty high. A lot of the pistons and things that you see in this circuit are not only there to pull other parts of the contraption, but they're also there to push other elements of the contraption forwards. I think I'm at the maximum of the push limit for essentially every single element of this build. I will be the first to admit it's not quite as smooth as this sort of thing, but getting this to function at all is a massive success in my eyes. A success I genuinely didn't expect. So now let's attach these propellers to a gigantic aeroplane. Now this ended up being a little bit more challenging than I expected, because I realized pretty much immediately that this can't look like a bad flying machine. I can't make this thing ugly because I've just put a bunch of effort into making cool looking elements. And now the rest of the flying machine needs to look cool. So I was putting a lot of effort into all the different details. I got myself a reference image. This is a 5-engine B-17 bomber, apparently. I was just trying to make sure that the shape kind of worked and all of the turbines were going in the correct direction and making sure that the proportions were correct. I also wanted to add some weaponry into the mix as well. And finally, I've got myself a working machine and it is about to go on its maiden voyage. I don't mean to toot my own horn here, but I personally think this thing already looks quite cool even when it's stationary. But I am incredibly excited to see this properly on the move. I've done a quick test and everything is working. This is the first time that I'm actually going to watch it properly functioning as a plane. And I gotta say, immediately, very, very satisfying. Look at this thing go. The propellers are like a cool detail. They kind of tie everything together. I think on their own, little bit strange, but as part of a structure, it makes total sense. And the TNT dropping out the back is a detail that was well worth all of the headaches that it caused. I wasn't expecting that bit to be difficult, but it actually ended up being a challenge because you have to move the TNT duplicators back and forth for the TNT to be dispensed. Regardless, this thing is working and it's looking ridiculously cool. I mean, look at it from the front. All of the propellers are going in the correct direction. They are not mirrored. They are all traveling the same way. This thing is not flying in circles. Yeah, this is cool. Oh, it might actually look better from above. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I didn't think this was going to be possible, to be honest with you. So I'm incredibly pleased I actually managed to get something working. I've managed to create a gigantic aeroplane with working animated propellers. And I think it's safe to say I'm chuffed to bits with it. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.